Hello, hey, this is Stephen Maxwell with Believers Worship Center. We are learning about the Behringer X32 at Believers Worship Center. We just want to go into a little detail about how we use this board at our church. And this segment, I actually just want to go into talking about this area over here just a little bit to get into some detail. So first thing I want to talk about is what's really cool about this board is that if you have a youth band, and obviously the youth band, every instrument player is going to play different from one to the next. All the singers are going to sound different or sing louder or not as loud. And so you can go in to this board and you can save a setting for the youth band, for a choir special, whatever it is, for the praise team. If you have instrument players that interchange, if your band is big enough to where you have teams that change out, you're able to save a scene for Team A and a team for a setting for Team B. Okay, and now it's harder to see where the camera is looking at the angle that I'm at. I'm just going to leave it out here for the moment. So, scenes. We're going to want to go into this area right here to be able to change from one scene to the next. And just like in the videos before, I talked about hitting the view button. And when you hit this view button, it's going to change the LED screen and it's going to let you see right here the list of different settings. Now, for ours right here, we've actually been just using this channel here for a little while now, but to change a different one, let's see, actually just recently I deleted a bunch of old channels. So right now we just have two channels that are set up. Let's start off with just say the youth band wanted to come in and sing, and we got up here and ran sound for them, and we needed to set up a sound for them. You could actually go here and you would press go, and all these knobs right here turn and press. So you would come back, press a button there, and you would be able to name it. In fact, right here, load scene, I'm going to say no. Here's page select, and yes and no. Let's see, I'm going to save right there. So whenever you hit save, you're able to actually name the channel, which would be dialing through here, and you can name it with numbers and letters and whatnot. And then you would hit save. So here's save over here. You would hit that. And if I hit yes, it would actually save the name of that channel. So normally, actually, the way we have it set up right now is every time we turn the board on, it automatically goes to channel 9 on its own. So we don't have to worry, because that's normally our praise team is just on that one single channel. And then you can go back over here and you can turn the view off if you would like to. Okay, let's see. Next, I want to talk about this talkback mic right here. Super fancy microphone. Golly, it's a Stag. I don't even know where this thing came from. It's been here for a while, I'm sure. But anyway, we're not talking about the microphone, just the talkback mic. That is what we want to get into, this section right here. So for the talkback mic, this XLR cable is attached to here, external microphone, and the way we have it set up right here, you have button A and button B. If you need to talk to, we spoke earlier in another tutorial about how we have monitors that are speakers, and then we also have monitors that are for in-ear monitor. And that would be for all the instruments on the stage. So right here, talk A, to be able to activate this microphone, you have to press, and not just press it and leave it, you have to press and hold this button. The talk A button is going, for us, as we've got it set up to go straight to our in-ear monitor. And then by me pressing that, I don't know if that affected the microphone recording the way that we've got it set up. But anyway, so talk A, if you press that talk A, that is going to directly talk to someone on the stage. So if there was a problem with sound and someone on the stage had a little more knowledge about it or something to that extent, You could grab the microphone, press button A. You want to make sure that you're talking to the in-ear and not the speakers. You could say, hey, John, we're having difficulty up here. I need somebody's help immediately. Or you could say, I mean, some people would have it set up differently to where the people running the sound is actually saying what the next song is, or they might be asking, what is the next song? Can you please text me what the next song is? I don't have it in schedule. Now, hopefully that wouldn't be the problem, and we're a little more organized than that, but you just never know. So this talk B, I've actually got it wrote on here, talkback. So talk B, if you press that one, I have it set up for the monitors on the stage. So if we're up here during practice, you wouldn't want to press that during the service, obviously, because your voice would be coming out through all the speakers. But if before service or if they're during practice time and you're trying to get their attention to let them know or ask them a question, hey, what's the second song we're doing here this morning? Instead of losing your voice and screaming out across the stage or the sanctuary, you can actually press the talk B button and it'll just come through the speakers and you can say, hey, what's the second song we're doing this morning? So, okay, well, I think that does it for this area over here. We really don't even mess with the headphone levels. I guess, I mean, well, the way that we have it set up, the headphone jacks are really strange. Let me see if you can see this or not. So you saw that over there. Where is it? Up there. That right there is the headphone channel. And just so you know, because at first we didn't know right, it was kind of confusing. You can see this cable right here coming out. That's going to a headphone to another speaker. Actually, I think we're using that for like a control room speaker or something like that. It actually has headphone and it points over to there. And then on this side, same thing. But there's no headphone in there right now, but there's just like it's actually a hand slot where you could pick up the mixer. You fill inside there and there's a 1/4-inch jack for another headphone setting right there. I did skip over something in another video, and I just want to touch on this real quick. Maybe I can edit this into the other video that's needed whenever we were talking about bus channels. On this send zone fader bus channel, the camera is very important to know that this camera channel that we're speaking through right now is got its own channel, and we have it set up to where it's really just set up exactly the way the house speakers are. So whatever the house is hearing, it's hearing. But it actually says camera on here. If you was to if I could zoom in and see it, and obviously if you need more detail on this, you would go back to the monitor video and where we would learn to hit the send zone fader button, and then you would say, hey, the camera has like somebody bumped it or whatever. You would go in and hit that monitor for the camera, and then you could control the main volume button for it. But to be honest with you, now that we've got that camera volume set, we have camera volume options on the camera itself, so we really don't need to be touching that at all. But just letting you know where that was at. Okay? All right, thank you so much.